meet so many of you on the call last week as he shared a wonderful message. And he is on the road again. Actually, I'm going to see him in about 48 hours. We'll be together in Dallas, but I'm looking forward to those of you who want to meet Mr. Brown in person. You can log on to lesbrown.com, and you will see the information about his live training happening in Orlando, Florida, and I'll announce some more about that towards the end of our call tonight. And he is sending all of you his love. He is on an island with very challenging reception, so he could not get the phone call through and asked if I would just hold it down tonight. So therein lies the challenge for me, is to hold it down and just share a word with you as we think about all that's going on in our world. And, you know, in the United States, the news has been filled with a very tragic story that happened last week, and everyone is trying to wrap their mind around not just staying in the chaos, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would say, but, you know, the challenge from moving from chaos and into building community and to building relationships and to be able to move in a direction that will help heal very hard and open wounds and be beacons of light. And that's why this call is so important. That's why your voices are so important. That's why the work that you do as we listen to you share your stories about wanting to start your own businesses. Those of you tonight that have joined for the first time say, I have a story. I listen to Mr. Brown. I'm inspired because I want to share that with the world. Those of you who want to publish it and document it, those of you who want to produce it on CDs or DVDs, those of you who want to start community organizations, those of you that want to stand in the space of being a voice of hope. As you can see, it's so needed right now. When tragedy hits, when challenges happen, that's when we see what we're made of. That's where we understand how far we have come and how far we can go and how many people will join us in the challenge of creating a different world, of being in a place where we make the world better because we've lived, that we know that no matter what happens and how it happens, that life is a series of events, some that take us to new heights, some that challenge us when we feel like we're in the valley, and some that liberate other people because they see how we are standing in our truth. When I think about all of the stories that I've heard on the news and all the things that happen on a daily basis, it inspires me to really think long and hard about every decision that I make, about every opportunity that I have to be a blessing. You know, we have to realize over and over again, every single day we open our eyes, that we have to live full. We have to be in a space where we're not just occupying air. We're not just breathing in and out casually, but that we're really in a place where we're using this breath wisely. You know, I remember Les was talking to us once, and he shared about an author who was writing a book that basically it talked about a tribunal. Like you would have to come before this tribunal of people or a board of individuals to prove to them why you should live every year. And I'm paraphrasing it and probably twisting it a little bit, but what I took away from that and what has stayed with me ever since I heard that story, can you imagine if you had to go justify your reason for living every single year, that you had to stand before a community of individuals that were judging you on your contribution to the world? Wow. Amazing. How would that work? How would I show up? What would it be that would guarantee me my spot to occupy space on planet Earth for another year? It makes you pause. It makes you wonder. When I think about the fact that so many times we make excuses for the things that seem a little difficult or cause us a little discomfort. When I think about the times where I've let excuses get in my way, when you think about your goals and your dreams, have you ever been in that space where you focused so much on what was going wrong that you never stopped to celebrate what is going right? Well, today I just want to celebrate those of you who are continuing to make sure that every moment counts. Before I left my office today, I got a phone call from Ben. Ben's on the line tonight. He made it on the line tonight. Ben is all the way in Israel, miles and miles away. And he said that he was so upset that he missed last week's call, and he figured that Les Brown would be live on the line because he'd been traveling, and if he returned, he'd be on. But he was so happy that he found and searched on the Internet and found the recording on YouTube. And he heard what I mentioned to Les Brown about his story, about the fact that he stays up early in the morning just to tap into this call. And I think about some friends that I've shared this information with, and they tell me, oh, they have things to do or the game to watch or other important agenda items that they don't have time to log into a motivational Monday night call. And Ben, all the way from Israel, he said to me today, he touched my heart in such a way that I can't even express it clearly to you because I'm full as I think about his words. He was thanking me for mentioning to Les. He was thanking me for saying that it was like medication. He said, no, Dr. Stacie, it's not like medication. It is medication. For me to log on to this call every single Monday night, for me to hear the words of encouragement and inspiration and motivation from yourself, from Mr. Brown, from all of the platinum speakers who have graced this line, from Anita Hicks, Reuben West, all of those who've come on, Dwight Pleasure, Dan Smith. He said, you don't know what that did for me because I was having such a challenging week. Now, here's someone who would have the excuse to say, because of the pain in my body, because of the challenge that I'm going through, I just can't log on to this call. I just can't start writing my book. I just can't do it because life is so hard right now. But Ben didn't make that choice. Ben is still pushing. Ben said that when he heard Mr. Brown's voice, when he heard the words that were shared, when he heard that he was willing to write the foreword to his chapter, he said, Dr. Stacie, was like I could run around my house. It was like I found energy that I didn't have. It was like all the pain that I was feeling, it left my body in that moment. He felt every fiber of his being alive. He felt every single thing that he wanted to do to really accomplish. It was possible as a result of listening to the messages that have been shared. Wow. When I think on some of the excuses that I've made for things that I needed to do, I said, Ben, he doesn't even know how he's inspired me to keep moving, to keep doing this work, because you never know who needs to hear your voice. There's so many of you on this line that say that you want to be speakers. You want to be authors. You want to be business owners. You want to be real estate brokers. You want to start community organizations. You want to prevent any negative message in society by combating it with positivity, by being there to help people learn how to build better relationships and bridges of understanding that can change our planet. There are those of you on this call who want to work with children, who want to be the ones to help inspire them to dream a bigger dream. You want to be a part of the change that we seek. You want to be a part of a world that's understanding and compassionate. You want to be the difference in the lives of those in your community. And I say to you tonight, as Ben inspired me with his story, literally less than 2 hours ago when I was leaving my office, he said that he is so appreciative of the fact that technology has changed, that there are no limitations according to your physical place of being or where you live. But because of technology, there are no limitations that you can tune in, as he put it, to world-class personal development experts that can inspire him to hold on to life, to the possibility of what he can do by sharing his story. When I think of those of you who've joined for the first time, that you've heard about this call, you heard about this place where you can be challenged to not just do average, where you can be challenged to think about the dreams that you might have put underneath a bushel. When you think about the fact that only people cut from the same cloth would show up every single week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to listen to words that they have not necessarily heard for the first time, but remind them and inspire them to dig deeper in their life to dream a bigger dream. Dr. Benjamin Mays said us something once, and I think it's so important, that when you're thinking about your dreams, when you're thinking about what it is that you want to do, it must be born in the mind that the tragedy of life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in not having any goals to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it's a calamity not to dream. It's not a disaster to be unable to capture your ideals, but it is a disaster to have no ideals to capture. It is not a disgrace not to reach for the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach. Wow. Dr. Mays couldn't have said it better. What is your dream? What is it that you're doing? Those of you who've been listening to the call, just starting from January 2015 to now, not even those of you who've been faithful listeners for years and years and years, what action have you taken as a result of the words, the strategies, the tools, the information that have been shared on this call every single week? What can you decidedly say you've done differently to create the result that you're looking for? When I think about my mentors, when I think about the people like Les Brown who continue to invest in themselves, when I think about the fact that they still spend money on products and programs and information, when I think about the fact that they never stop learning, it challenges me to get my saw sharpened daily. How do you do that? How do you get to that next level? And that's what I'm going to share with you before we wrap up tonight. See, it's not just about joining this call. It's not just about hearing the words that inspire you, but it's about the next step, the action that comes behind it, because you're necessary. You're needed. Your time is now. We don't want the headlines to read, "Tragedy strikes in any part of this world," because if we answer the call on our life, if we answer and do the things that we can to contribute to a world of productive, deliberately intentional, community-driven relationships that are helping children to grow, that are uplifting women, that are causing changes of positivity in waves across this land, then we know our job has just begun. But if we sit back and we do nothing, we don't dream, we don't attempt. J.K. Rowling said it's not worrying about whether or not you fail, but the true tragedy is if you don't try at all, and if you live so cautiously that you don't fail, then you fail by default because you haven't tried. Life is not going to be perfect, and as you listen to this call, you get ideas. As you listen to everyone talking, you start getting excited, and then Tuesday comes. Wednesday hits. Thursday rolls by. And we're still talking about it. We're not being about it. We're still in a space where we're dreaming, but we're not activating the dream. So my challenge tonight is for you to do a few things for me. The first one is write down, if you can. If you're driving, Do not drive and write. And I hope you're listening on Bluetooth. But if you are able to write down one thing that you promised yourself you would do this year, I want you to put it on a piece of paper. No judgment. I just want you to write it down. One thing that you promised yourself that you would do. One thing that inspired you when you heard Mr. Brown's voice. One thing when you heard Anita Hicks, or you heard myself, or Dr. Reuben West, or Wade Randolph, or Dwight Pleasure. One thing that you promised yourself that you would do for 2015. And I want you to honestly evaluate how far, how close you've gotten to accomplishing it. And if you've accomplished it, hallelujah for you. Check it off and write down the next thing that needs to be done. And I want you to physically put it on paper. If you write it down, you're committing it to the universe. It's watching you. It knows the truth that lies within you. It knows what you are seeking. It knows the thing that you really want to accomplish in 2015. It knows what keeps you up at night or wakes you up in the morning with a smile. It knows that you understand that that is your gifting. That is what you're bringing to the world. That is how you're going to change this planet. But if you don't write it down and evaluate where you are, then we'll speak again the beginning of July, the beginning of August, and nothing will change. Now is the time for you to take action. So after you wrote it down, the second thing I want you to do is, who do I need to help me achieve this goal? See, the mistake that I made for years was thinking that I was bothering other people if I asked too many questions, or there was a little bit of hubris that I really didn't need that much help because I knew what I was doing. I thought I had this thing called life figured out, and my ideas were just so precious and valuable that if I shared it with anyone, they would steal them. OMG, clutching my pearls. Well, let me tell you, there's nothing new under the sun. And the faster you can work with someone that can help you bring to fruition the thing that you've been given, the way you shorten your learning curve to success will be an exciting journey. So who do you need? What do you need to invest in? What programs, what conferences, what books, what information, what coaches, what mentors do you need to attach yourself with? No more playing around. We're rounding out the second quarter of the year. Time is moving ahead. We don't know what tomorrow brings. We wake up. There's no guarantee. We'll shut our eyes and wake up the next day. Every moment, the circle of life is happening. So no more wasting time. Who do you need to connect with? Who holds the keys to shorten the learning curve that you are looking for in 2015? And then the third thing I want you to do, so I'm keeping it simple tonight. I want you to write it down. I want you to decide who needs to help you. And then the last thing that I want you to do before you close your eyes tonight is send that person an email, a text message, a phone call, a Facebook post, whatever form of social media you're on. Connect with them. It could be a dream list, like if you want President Obama to appoint you to a new cabinet position. That might take a little bit more work, but there's nothing impossible. Or if it's someone that you want to say, it's time for me to raise my hand and sign up for your program. It's time for me to purchase your book. It's time for me to invest in your audio CDs, your DVDs, because you have the information that I'm looking for to make 2015 my best year yet. See, it's not going to happen just by listening. It's not just going to happen by feeling good every time you come on Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call. It's not just going to happen by fairy dust falling through the sky and just poof, you are now complete. I wish it was, because if it was, we'd all be skinny, rich, and living on a yacht in the middle of Bora Bora. But the real truth is that we're living right where we are on planet Earth. Life is what it is. We have what we have, and we are going to use what we have to make a difference. Once you take a step, once you decide and move forward, once you declare and decree that this is going to be your best year yet, when you start to focus more on the possibilities and less on the lack, you will see the change happen. So if you don't do anything else for the rest of this week, I'm begging you, I'm really, really praying that you listen to me and do those 3 easy things. Write down what you really want to accomplish for this year, the main goal. The main thing, what's important, and it doesn't have to sound like anybody else's. It could be a wholesome relationship. It could be changing your financial situation. It could be starting your business. It could be writing your book. I don't know what it is, but just write it down. And then who do you need? Who do you need to connect with? You have a wealth of resources around you with what Mr. Les Brown is able to offer with all the platinum speakers in our program. You have opportunity to reach out and touch other individuals with technology. Everyone has some form of contact, whether that be an office phone, whether it be an email address, whether it be a website, whether it be a social media tag that you can reach out and connect. And lastly, one of the most important parts, I'm feeling somebody on this line that's hearing me. I'm feeling your energy, and you might be jumping up and down because I'm sweating and running around because I know that you get it, that you understand that this is it. This is the moment. This is the time that you're really going to move forward, that you're going to make a decided effort to be the best you can be, that this is it. Like, there's no two ways about it, that, as Dr. May said, the tragedy is not in dreaming. The tragedy is not in doing, that you really are in that space. Like, this is your time. This is it. Like my friend Ben. Ben knows that for him, it's a fight for territory, what goes in his mind. It's a fight for territory, how he continues to run this race every day, how he stays up and he stays committed, because he said just hearing the words, it is medication. See, there's another Ben out there. There's somebody else that needs you. There's somebody else that needs your work, that needs your story, that needs your product, that needs your service. And I'm thrilled because you're ready. You're ready now to make that difference. You're ready now to raise your hand and get started. You're ready now to commit to what's possible in your life. So this talk tonight is really coming from a place of urgency for me, because when I think on all these headlines, when I think on all of the craziness that's happening across this globe, this community, these voices of hope, all of us, we are a family. We're a family of community conscious, just a collective, collaborative, achievement-driven relationships that we're going to drive each other. That's what Mr. Brown talks about all the time. How do you find a community of people that will hear your voice, a community of people that understand your role, a community of people that want better, those who want to change the world, those who want to make a difference, not looking for accolades and not looking for people to give you awards, but looking for tangible results because you've stepped out and used what you have to be a blessing. Just a few words from the heart tonight, because it's just resting on me that it's our time to be the difference. It's our time to change this world. We can't fool around any longer. I've challenged myself to play a bigger game. If Ben can still get up and move and write chapters in his book, if Ben could still stay up and sacrifice sleep so he can tune into this call, if Ben could call me overseas in America to say thank you, then I can't stop and I won't stop, because I don't know how many more people need to hear my voice. I don't know how many more people need to be challenged on this line to share their voice. I don't know how many of you have been told that you can't, that you shouldn't, and that it doesn't make sense. But I'm here to tell you that I'm depending on your success. I'm depending on you following my instructions tonight, because I want to hear the results of your action. I just don't want to hear how wonderful you feel and how great this call is, but I want you to be able to report back, this is what I've done. Dr. Stacie, I wrote it. Dr. Stacie, I started the book. Dr. Stacie, I opened up the real estate office. Dr. Stacie, I started the child care support group. Dr. Stacie, I just started a blog. I just started a healthy conversation. I want to hear the results, because the results are what is going to drive the change that we seek in this world. And if we band together, if we do this work, we have people from Canada to Israel to the United States, all over this globe listening to this call. Can you imagine if we rise up in our greatness? Can you imagine if we dare to dream? Can you imagine if we take all of our energy and our passion and we put it in to good, that we become the 100,000 voices of hope that Mr. Brown talks about? What a world we would live in. So my heart goes out to those who've lost loved ones. My heart goes out to those whose stories we'll never know because their life was tragically ended. My heart goes out to those who died with their dreams in them. But my hope goes out to you because you're here to still make a difference. That's my story tonight, and I'm sticking to it. So if you are interested in being in a space where you can meet the platinum speakers, you can work with Mr. Brown, you can find out about how he has built the empire that he has, log on to lesbrown.com. That's lesbrown.com. When you arrive, you will see a host of information and opportunities for you to connect. But here's the important part. Mr. Brown is not going to be able to do multiple engagements in the United States for the rest of the year. He's in demand internationally. So if you want to see him live, if you want the one-on-one, for those of you who are fortunate to catch him at FraserNet, where I'll be with him this week, he's only going to be there for a little while, and then he's off again on the road. You really want to log in to lesbrown.com so that you can register for the training in September in Orlando. That is where you're going to have an opportunity to see him September 18th and 19th. And if you go right now to the website, you'll be able to see the information and call Arise by VMP, who is in charge of this event. And you can call, that number is 954-724-0900. That's 954-724-0900. That's September 18th and 19th in Orlando, Florida. You can also contact Mr. Brown on Facebook at brown.les. That's brown.les on Facebook. And then you can also contact myself and the platinum speakers at lbpsn.com. That's lbpsn.com. You'll be able to see all the platinum speakers there. And for those of you who want to invest in spending a little extra time in navigating and charting the course for these last 2 quarters in 2015, I want you to connect with me directly. And you can do that at a special email address that I have my team checking. And it's not for everybody, because I understand that some will hear my voice, some will hear Dr. Ruben West's voice, some will hear Les Brown's voice, but those who are my assignment, those who want to go to that next level, I want to be of service to you. I want to see those results happen. I want to be your cheerleader. I want to be the one that is right there at the end zone, as they would say in football, screaming and hollering and hooting and carrying you down with encouragement, with tools, and with opportunities for you to graduate to the next best version of yourself. So send that email to Destiny, Destiny, D-E-S-T-I-N-Y, Designers, D-E-S-I-G-N-E-R-S, University, Destiny Designers University at gmail.com. And in the heading, I want you to put, "It's my time." It's my time. And my team will get back in touch with you and set up an opportunity for us to have a little intake session and see how we can be of service. And if our services are a match for what you're looking for, if we can refer you to any one of the platinums that are able to be your cheerleader in this thing called life. This is serious for me. It's not a game anymore. I can barely sleep with ideas and thoughts on how I need to elevate my game, how I continue to sharpen my saw so that I can bring the best of me to this world. Because while there's breath in my mouth, while there's activity in my limbs, I don't want to get caught out there without doing everything I can to make this world a better place. So I hope this made sense to you. I also want to let you know about another opportunity. There's a total speaker workshop that is going on. You heard him on the call before, Dwight Pleasure and Dan Smith, and they had a very awesome opportunity for a special at $197. Now, that's a steal, but it's only for today, and that total speaker workshop is going to be in Moreno Valley, California. So if you have that story, you want to tell that story, you can contact 909-732-1850, 909-732-1850. For that special, those of you in California on the West Coast, this would be a great opportunity for you to be able to focus on that. So I am just thrilled that we've had this opportunity to share this time together. I hope that you're really focused on that action. I hope that you just take the loving advice that I've shared, because I want to see you bless the world with your gifts and talents. So beyond the feel-good, beyond enjoying what Mr. Brown has provided on this platform, let's get to the results and let's hear about your success. So literally, before I close out, I think I only have 5 minutes because there's another call that we have, but I will open it up if anybody wants to share their preliminary results, or at least tell me what you're committing to work on to report back by the time we join each other again next week. So stand by, everybody.
All callers are unmuted. All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Okay, if you press *6, you can unmute your line.
Thank you, Stacie.
Hello, Dr. Stacie.
Yes.
Thank you, Stacie. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, I hear Myron
Stacie.
and I hear Ben. Okay, so
Oh,
Myron first and then Ben, okay? Go ahead, Myron.
Stacie, thank you. So it just anchors the 10,000 hour rule that I'm standing on and continue to progress. So thank you. You just help cement that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and appreciate you always being here to support and being a part of this community and holding everybody up as we continue to do this work of changing lives. So thank you so much, Myron.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I heard
Dr.
my dear
Stacie?
friend Ben. Yes.
thank
Go
you.
ahead, Ben.
First of all, I want to thank you so much for the thing you said. You strengthened me so much. I really, I really enjoyed to hear that I motivated you. And I wanted to tell you something about the message you said, something about facing a jury or a committee of people and having to justify our existence in front of them. So I believe that we will face that situation one day. None of us knows how much time we have on this planet, but one day our time here is going to perish, and we're going to face our Creator, and then we'll have to justify, we'll have to justify the way that we used our time. And, someone once said that so many people are dying with their music still inside of them because they are already getting ready to live. And that's, that's how what you said resonated with me, because I wanted to tell you that besides writing my book, I have a whole bunch of stuff I need to do, so I have to start working harder and start using myself more efficiently, because the book is not everything. I have other aspects of the world that I need to change, and work on. So thanks a lot for being this wonderful beacon of light.
Oh, you are welcome, Ben. Thank you. Yes, and that little paraphrase was from someone who wrote that every year we'd have to renew. So not waiting till we leave this world, but every year we'd have to justify why we should stay. I thought that was such an interesting story, and I have to look back through my notes to give the right credit to where that came from, but I'm glad that resonated with you. And Ben, continue to keep pushing forward. You're inspiring myself, Les, all of us, because you have every excuse in the book not to do what you're doing, but you're doing it anyway. And God bless you and continue, because the world needs to hear your story.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I heard somebody else unmute.
Stacie,
it's Fred from Canada.
Andre here.
I hear Canada in the house. Go ahead. Let me hear you. I heard two people, but we'll let Canada go first.
Hi there. I just wanted to say I really enjoyed your call. You did a fantastic job there tonight. And when you're talking about dreams and going on to do something for some other people, something that's inside you that you, some story to share or something that we can go out and help other people and do some things. I've been sitting on wanting to do a whole bunch of public speaking and helping people. I know I got a passion inside. I can feel it inside. And like Les Brown had said for many times that for 14 years he sat on it, and then that was the hard part, and then getting going, and then after that things got better and better, and that's kind of where I've been too. I've always had this feeling inside. I know I can do it. I have that feeling, and I care about people and want to help people, and I just want to say thank you for the call, and I'm excited about maybe seeing and meeting Mr. Brown and getting some good mentoring, and hopefully at one time I can be one of the platinum speakers and be one of his 100,000. That's a goal of mine.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to you making that goal happen. I'll be a witness to it. You've said it here first, so let's go on and put that on your list. Who do you need to connect with so that we can get to the other side? That's what this is about. So thank you for sharing your words and your comments. I'm glad that it was a blessing to you, and I'm excited about what's next.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Stacie, can I jump in? It's Andre here.
Andre, can you jump in? I feel like we're playing double dutch. Okay, all right, next. All right, go right ahead, Andre.
Thank you so much. Hey, Stacie, something that you said, I was listening to one of your speeches that you did, Now or Never, and you had said something that really just made me stop in my tracks and just actually really just focus. And you asked who's in your front row and who needs to be moved to the balcony of your life. And that really just, it hit me, and it just really got me thinking. And I wanted to say thank you for that. And you've been like a mentor to me, and I've only been calling this for just a little while. Hearing Mr. Brown's voice and hearing you and Anita and Dwight and all of them speak is just, it's just really helped. And the last caller said, he had, been stuck for a number of years like Mr. Brown, and I'm just coming out of that being stuck, and it's kind of like I feel like I'm waking up here and getting everything, trying to get everything moving all at the same time and everything. So what would you recommend when you say to write it down and everything? Now, how is that different from dictating it? Like using an app on your phone or something like that. Does it reinforce the action part?
It reinforces when you are able to take the thoughts from just circulating in your mind and you put it on paper. You can use a smartphone or a tablet, but to put it down, it gives you an opportunity to put your stake in the ground, right? When you write it on a piece of paper, if you use a journal, if you use a tablet, because we are in the technology age, so people jot down their ideas and journal electronically, that's fine. But you have to record what is happening in your mind. And when you record what's happening in your mind, then you hold yourself accountable for making it happen, because then it's there. It can't be taken back. Once you put it out there, once you've declared it, once you've decreed it, it belongs to you. And only you can move to the next step. Only you can make it happen. Only you can execute the plan that you've been given. So when you record it, that helps you stay true to the authentic job that you've been given. Because sometimes we try to do other people's job. We can't do other people's job. We can only do ours. We can do the thing that we've been called to do, and no matter what other people say and what it looks like to others, stay true to you. And that is something that I do a whole nother talk on, but stay true to you. And when you do that, watch what happens when people start availing themselves and resources start coming to you. And when it seems like Providence opens up and says, yes, he's been here knocking at the door. He's been here doing the work. I talked about the 10,000 hours of mastery.
Yes.
Out loud. When you keep focused, I don't care how it looks, just don't give up on what you know has been given to you, because everything that's coming against you is coming to test how bad you really want it. Okay, but thank you so much for sharing. Let's stay connected. I want to hear results. Let's keep moving. Let's make this happen. That's what I'm here for. That is a part of what I know I'm supposed to do. So when I see the results and when I see you all succeeding and doing the things that you've been called to do, then I can breathe a little bit and say, okay, time for me to gear up and do some more for the next leg of the journey and all the others that I'm supposed to be of service to.
We love you so much, Stacie. We love you very much.
Thanks a lot. Back. Thank you so much. So I'll take one more person. Where the ladies at? All my fellas, I thank you, and I love you, but I feel the sisters are not giving me any love tonight. Did I do something wrong? Where are you?
This is Shanika Lorraine from Los Angeles, Stacie.
Hi, Shanika Lorraine. Representing the ladies. How are you?
That's right. I'm doing very, very well, and I want to say specifically, you said about recording what happens in your mind, and I love that because I think it's important that we continuously revisit our passions, revisit our dreams, revisit our goals, and revisit the strength that connected us initially to our passions, to our goals, and to our dreams. And when we record that, like you said, we know that what has been given to us, we can read it, we can feel it, we can taste it, we can see it, and we can go after it. So I want to let you know that you have inspired me even more to go out and just to be ready to motivate and encourage folks in the United States, throughout the world, because that is what it's about. It's about creating a foundation of love and encouragement for one another. And once we do that, there's no stopping us. So I'm grateful I was on this call. I thank you so much. And, yes, I'm representing for the ladies. You will always hear Shanika Lorraine on here because you hit it tonight. It's about strength. It's about courage. It's about our dreams. So thank you so much.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you so much, Shanika Lorraine. I love that name. It just flows, girl. Go on. That has to be in lights and cameras and action.
Yeah, can I just say one thing about my name?
Yes.
My mom's name is Lorraine. My name is Shanika. She named me Shanika Lorraine, and I thought now that I'm embarking on this endeavor to be a motivational speaker, I want to honor my mom while she's here. Ain't no sense in, I mean, you can honor her when you're gone, but I told my mom, when they say my name, I want them to say your name too, and I want her heart to just melt each and every time. And I do this in honor of my mother, who is still here. So I just wanted to share that with you and the listening team.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you, Miss Shanika Lorraine, and tell Mom we said thank her for bringing you into the world so you can share your voice. So look forward to meeting you and staying connected, and thank you for being here for Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll take one more caller because I am getting an alert that I am needed to get our next call going. So I'll take one more person, and then we will close down our call tonight. I heard someone trying to unmute there. Okay, let me put it back.
All callers are muted.
All right. I know that someone was trying to unmute, and I'm sorry, but I do have to close out the call tonight. But Les Brown wanted me to tell you all thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of this call and this movement of individuals who are voices of hope. Now is our time. Let's work on those results. Let's record it. Let's get it down. Let's invest in the people who have the resources and the tools that you need to make this your best year yet. Now's not the time to stop. It's to pick up speed and to move with volume and velocity towards your goals. So it's been a pleasure being here with you. I'm sending you a big hug, lots of love, and excitement for what's next in your life. The best is yet to come. That I know for sure. So make sure you log on to lesbrown.com for more information on the training September 18th and 19th, that you go ahead and make that call if you're on the West Coast for that Total Speaker Workshop in Moreno Valley, California, and you can get that $197 special only today by calling 909-732-1850. And for those who want to be a part of what we're doing at Destiny Designers University, I already told you to email destinydesignersuniversity@gmail. That is a special email that's set up for the 20 people that I'm going to be choosing to do this program with. I wish it could be everybody, but this is going to be a special that we're doing for the month of July to start off the third quarter. So looking forward, remember in the title, just to put the information that you're in, and this is it. This is your time. You want to be a part of it. Send me your thoughts, your goals, your dreams, your results that you're looking for. Let's make it happen together. But ultimately, this is your place Monday night to hear Mr. Brown. This is your place Monday night to hear the Platinum Speakers. This is your place Monday night to just be reminded about what you already know. What you already know is sitting inside of you. What you already know is due for you. What you already know that 2015 will be your best year yet. The best is yet to come, no matter what it looks like. Don't doubt that you've already been given everything that you need to be a blessing in this world. So wishing you all light, love, and blessings, and see you again next week on the line. Bye for now.